to kind of explain and give a little bit more backstory on why things may appear the way they do. Hey guys, welcome back to Our Family Nest. So I wanted to make a little sit down video with you guys today and talk about a topic, something that had occurred in one of our videos. I think it was like 4 days ago. We posted a video where we were decorating the house for Christmas, and there were a lot of comments in the video. No, I shouldn't say a lot. There were a handful of comments in the video that have since been deleted, and I'll explain more on that in a minute. There were some comments, then I got some DMs, and normally most of the time, like if I get a comment like, oh, you know, Candy will never lose weight because she doesn't know how to cook anything healthy. Like, I don't agree with that. I do need to learn how to cook more healthy, but I'm not gonna like make a video and like defend myself. Like, there's some things that I hear or see that are negative that I'm just like, whatever, I don't care if that person thinks that. But for this instance, this actually bothers me because it's personal. It's about my relationship with Cori. It's about our whole entire family's relationship with Cori. And I don't like that there's this false sense of like, no one here likes her. And so I just wanted to make a sit down video here today to kind of explain and give a little bit more backstory on why things may appear the way they do and how not everything ends up in the videos, and just clear the air. And I think my main, probably primary, a big part of the reason I wanted to clear the air and kind of explain the situation a little bit further is I can think back to my relationship with Andrew's father. You know, we started dating in high school. We got married when we were young, like 23. And I would have to say that if I had to rate my relationship with his mother, back then was maybe a 5 out of 10. It was not the best. And she always made me feel like I was not good enough for him. She made me feel like I was the reason why he quit playing hockey, because she had these high hopes for him to have this like Canadian hockey career, because she was from Canada. And, you know, she's since passed away, rest in peace. It's so weird. She's this type of woman that has this look and this certain hairstyle that I swear I'll be out in public and I think I see her all the time. And I don't know, I can't quite put the pieces together of why she pops up in my mind all the time. I don't know. God has weird ways of sending us messages. That's what I mean. Like, I can't quite figure out why I think I see her all the time out in public, but it's just always been interesting to me. But anyways, getting back to the point, I would never want to have someone think that let's say it this way. I would never want Cori to have those feelings that I had about my ex's mom, that like certain things I said, I did, I felt judged, I didn't feel accepted all the time, and that just wasn't a good feeling. Now, Ken's mom, who you guys know passed away earlier this year, she was the exact opposite. I probably could have been a bad person and she still would have loved me, 100%. Like, she was just that type of woman. So, I'm not trying to get emotional, but I don't know why. Don't mind my fingernail polish. I paint my nails and pick it off to try not to bite them. Back on track. Get the emotion out. Because what I'm trying to say is I'm pretty confident that Cori knows how I feel about her. I'm not making this for Cori's benefit. I am unfortunately making it for my own benefit, so I can stop waking up every morning and thinking that, oh my God, I can't stand that all these people out there think that I don't like Cori. And I don't know why. It's important for me to clear the air and let people know that there's no issues with her in this house. There's no issues with her and Carly. There's no issues with her and Ken. Like, we all love her. We all accept her. but I just want to further kind of add some details to the situation that will maybe help you guys understand why things appeared the way that they do. I mentioned earlier there were some comments in the video and I deleted them because it was a sponsored video with a very important brand that we are working with. We're doing various projects with, and I don't want the brand to come to the video and read comments and see something that says, you know, I'm not even gonna repeat the one that passed in my mind, but like to read that and think, oh my gosh, maybe these people aren't who we think they are. Like that really offends me. I wouldn't want that to happen. So if it would have been in a non-sponsored video, I probably would have just left the comments there, because there were actually other people that had replied and said, no, you don't understand this, this, and this. And it does make me feel good to know that there are people out there that do get us. They've obviously watched for a long time. They know our personality. They know my personality. They know how we joke around with each other in this house. And they get it, and they didn't need the further clarification. So, and I know there's gonna be a lot of people even watching this video that are gonna be like, you know, why are you even saying all this? We already know this. But for those people who don't get it, maybe this will help clarify. And I'm not trying to defend in the sense of to tell you that you're a liar and you shouldn't leave the hate comments. I truly want you to understand me, my family dynamic, and our relationship with Cori. So let's go back from the very, very beginning when Andrew first brought Cori home. It was right after we got Dex and Tucker as puppies. That's how I can always remember. How long have we known Cori? You know, right away, I didn't know if she was gonna be a girlfriend or a friend, just somebody he met at the gym, you know, but I'm the type of person, I'm always very friendly to anyone my kids bring in the house, whether it be, you know, someone they're potentially gonna date, whether it's just a friend they're hanging out with, whatever. I don't necessarily always think that I wanted more daughters, because daughters are a lot harder to raise in a lot of ways versus boys, sons. I love just having one daughter, but at the same time, the idea that I could gain 3 more daughters someday is pretty darn cool. So I look forward to that part of my life. And it's important to me to let that person know, like when Cori first came here, that like, this is who I am. I think it's important for parents to have the type of relationship with their kids that they want to. I'm not saying the relationship that I have with my kids is the right way, but it is my way. And that relationship extends to when they're dating someone, if that person's open to also being my friend and chatting about life and, you know, maybe problems they're having, me helping them. Like right now, like with Asha, for example, we have a lot of conversations about like budgeting money, and I want to be able to help her with that kind of stuff, because it is a big step to move out and pay your own bills and things that maybe she's not thinking about that she was going to have to pay, like stuff like that. So like we have conversations, but then at the same time we joke around. So again, going back to when Cori first started coming around, it was like, you know, I really liked her. You know, it was like she went to college, she has a good job, she wants to have children, and she wants to have them before she's 40. So it was like all these things. I was like, yeah, like I really liked her. And, you know, sometimes I almost even forget that I'm 48 years old and she's 25. Like, she's a super nice person that, like, we're friends. Like, I consider her a friend. Like, if her and Andrew broke up and 3 years down the road, she needed to call me to ask me about something that I know about that maybe her own mom for some reason couldn't help her with, I would be okay. Like, I would be like, yes, I can help you, because she's my friend, okay? So, I don't know the timeline, but her and Andrew started dating. You know, everything was going good. Then they went through some problems in their relationship that I'm not going to get into. And there were a lot of times that the three of us had conversations, me trying to help them work through some of the issues that they were having with their relationship, kind of giving my personal experiences, my thoughts on how they could work through it and move forward, or maybe even not move forward. So they did break up. I sort of had a gut feeling that they would end up getting back together. In fact, I remember Andrew telling me the one time, yeah, Mom, Cori and I are probably gonna get back together. Like, he said it in that tone of like, you were right, you know, like just the events, the way things happened. So they get back together, kind of pick up where they left off. Coronavirus happened, she moved in here, so she wasn't going back and forth between seeing Andrew, her job, and seeing her grandmother, who's older, obviously. And so she lived here. There was the video, and I couldn't tell you when this was posted, sometime over the summer. I can't remember what we titled it. I guess I'll just link it down below in case you guys want to watch. And it was something about, we were all sitting down at our kitchen table and kind of having these little arguments, and it was sort of like, pick on Cori. Well, here's the great thing about Cori. Most people, like, let's say we had some situations where, because she was living here, things would occur in the household, like just normal, natural things. I'm just gonna make something up because I don't remember a specific example. Maybe Carly would remember. But Carly started to feel like Cori was trying to be her second mother. Maybe it was Carly was supposed to run the vacuum that day because it was her name on the chore chart and she wasn't getting it done. And maybe Carly was getting ready to leave and Cori would be like, don't you have vacuuming to do? I'm not saying that happened, I'm just making it up as an example. And Carly would really be taken aback by, first of all, Carly, out of all my children, does not like to be told what to do, even when it comes to me. But yet now she's reached the point of 16 years old. She understands these are your responsibilities. These are the things that you need to get done and help out with around the house. And then you can pretty much go do whatever you want. Yes, you have a midnight curfew. Yes, you need to tell me where you're gonna be. But at the end of the day, she really does have a decent amount of freedom. But she knows that these things come first. So anyways, back because that happened, it was funny. We were all sitting around the kitchen table and we pick on each other. Ken and I even have a relationship where we pick on one another. So slowly as time went on, I feel like Cori kind of picked up on, this is how we all are with each other. Andrew can be the same way. When we were all sitting down around the kitchen table, it's kind of the direction the conversation was going. It was sort of like, Cori, quit trying to tell me what to do. Cori's like, well, get your crap done and I wouldn't have to. And it was sort of this banter back and forth that I was just like, we should film this. So then, of course, when you turn the camera on, then it's like everybody's sort of like, oh, now we're putting on a show. So then you're even gonna be more exaggerated and funny, or maybe even not so funny with your comments. That's kind of how that happened. It wasn't like there was a secret hidden camera that nobody knew about and everybody was being their true selves. It was overemphasized and became a joke for the purposes of the camera being on. We've definitely had family meetings where I've cried, Carly's cried, like Cori's been part of our family meetings. Those true, real moments would never be shared on camera. There are still personal things that go on in this house that don't get talked about. Like, you guys don't see everything. I guess the point I'm making is, obviously I wouldn't have included it and put it in that video if it was like we were really all mad at Cori and hated Cori and we wanted you all to see how we really felt about her. Like, that was definitely not my intention. And in fact, I probably should even go back and watch the video, and maybe that it's been 6 months, maybe I would even feel differently about watching it. Maybe I would be like, oh wow, I shouldn't have said that. Carly shouldn't have said that, like whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, in the moment, it was a funny moment for us, so I thought it was a funny video. Maybe it really wasn't funny. But so let's just kind of fast forward to present day, because obviously this video is becoming a short film. Okay, so here it is, time to decorate for Christmas. I have a brand deal to film, I have a job to do. Obviously the video is going to, we're gonna be our natural selves, and the brand deal portion was not filmed when Cori and all those guys were around anyways. So it wasn't like the two crossed over each other. We were just having our normal, we film this video every year, decorating the house for Christmas. And sometimes when videos like that are on our agenda, I'm just like, really? We're doing this again? We filmed this so many times. Like, how can we make this not boring? And so we had the camera set up across the room, kind of just like, that video had an hour and 30 minutes worth of footage. And sometimes I'm just like, I'm not even watching half of this. I just know the moments that ended up being funny or entertaining to me that I would enjoy watching. So those are the ones that I'm going to pull out of the footage and put in the video. So as all the Rubbermaid containers were being brought down the stairs and we started pulling things out of the containers, it was pretty funny because Cori started pulling things out and she was like, oh my God, this is so ugly. Why would you put this in your house? And then I was like, well, I usually put that on my family room table. And I had this one, it was like this little tree made it, I think it was like spun wool or whatever with like little red things on it. And there was two of them, one of them broke, the other one was practically broken. And I remember specifically her saying to that, well, I said, yeah, I think it's broken. And she's like, well, good, throw it away. Like, that's just how we are. That just shows you that if a 25-year-old girl that is dating my son is comfortable enough to say those kind of things, that's because that's how we are with each other. Does that make sense? I don't know if you want to call that brutally honest or just, I don't know, maybe to some people this is completely unnatural and families shouldn't be like this. Maybe I'm 100% crazy for thinking that it's okay that this is how we are with each other. But I guess I was trying to set the tone for the situation of all the Christmas stuff was being pulled out. Those were the things that were being said. I thought it was funny. Every year I always end up having things that I just throw back in the bin and don't end up putting out. And I read something the other day that said, if you're putting it back in the bin, just throw it away. If you don't like it this year, you're not gonna like it next year. But I'm always a pack rat thinking, oh, maybe my kids will want this someday. Like, I have 3 huge Rubbermaid containers of old Christmas decorations that I think I'm gonna give to my kids someday. Well, here's a prime example. I asked Andrew and Cori, do you guys want any of my old Christmas decorations? They're like, no, we kind of bought our own, plus we don't really have the room for it in our apartment. So it's like, I'm probably saving this stuff for nothing, but I save it anyways. So here more stuff was being pulled out and I was like, no, we're not gonna put that out, we're not gonna put that out. Well, Cori just started grabbing things and like putting them random places, and like they didn't even make sense. Like, she was putting them in random places, sometimes just to be funny, maybe even to annoy Carly, because Carly kept saying, that doesn't go there, you know, that goes here, whatever. So that was kind of like the situation, what was happening. So then we were already recording. I told Carly, I'm like, come here. We walk up to the camera and I'm like, you guys, like, I'm trying to explain to you guys what had been happening. Like, Cori keeps putting stuff where she's not supposed to. Carly's trying to tell her where it goes and she puts it somewhere else on purpose. Like, she put stuff out on the family room table that didn't go. She put this big, huge reindeer on my little end table that goes on my shelf. Like, just things like that. It was funny. So I thought I was trying to let you guys in on this funny moment, but I think it lost its like comical feeling because I didn't include any of that other previous footage because there was just too much footage. The video was already too long and you didn't get the whole picture. Everyone's gonna have a right to their opinion and that's fine. However, it's most important to me for people out there to not think that I'm the type of person who I'm never going to be accepting of who my kids bring home to date. That I'm always going to be this mean, judgmental person who doesn't give people a chance. And like I said, like going back to my past and how I felt with Andrew's Dad's mom. I would never want anyone to come into this house and feel that way. I think anyone that my kids have ever dated, we've always had a good relationship with them. We've always kind of taken them in as one of our own, treat them like we would our own. And, I'm not going to say that there haven't been rough moments, because there has. That's kind of what comes with when you get so close with someone and you become part of their lives and they become part of yours. Then when something happens in the relationship, a fight, an issue, a breakup, whatever, we're instantly involved too, in a lot of ways that can make it worse. But that's how I am with the people that my kids bring into my home, because our home tends to be a home where kids always come and hang out. And I think that's why after 3.5, almost 4 years of Chase and Asha dating, like, we're so close. It's like she's been part of our lives, been part of my life, I've been part of her life for so long. We know each other pretty well. She knows she can trust me. I know I can trust her. It's like she's part of our family. And if they would break up, I think it would be a situation where Asha knows that she still has people to come to if she ever needed help with anything, whether her and Chase were dating or not, if that makes sense. So hopefully, I don't know, did I just ramble on this whole entire time? Did I make a point or not? At the end of the day, the final sentence is, I absolutely have nothing negative to say about Cori. Even the rough patches that her and Andrew have gone through, I don't hold them against her. Relationships are not perfect. Ken and I went through rough patches. We broke up, we got back together. It's part of figuring out who that person's gonna be that you spend the rest of your life with. My battery just died, imagine that, because I haven't talked for 15 hours. Anyways, hopefully that better explains it. I just think that right now we really live in a world where a lot of people are struggling, not happy, dealing with a lot of really unfortunate, rough, hard, difficult situations that make us, I don't know why we're in this place where we think we all need to be so nitpicky and judgmental and harsh with one another. If anything, I wish people would come together and be more supportive and more kind and caring, and know that every single person that you want to say something negative about, or even think something negative about, has feelings just like you do. And I don't know, I guess I don't quite understand the concept between leaving a negative comment, like what people get out of that. I don't know how saying something mean and negative makes you feel good, but I guess there's just those hey. I guess there's just those certain kind of people out there that they carry around negative vibes. That's the only explanation I can think of. And for those people that are maybe don't fall into that category, maybe you're overly sensitive and caring like I am, and you just truly felt bad for Cori, and your intentions and your heart's coming from a good place, this video was for you to really hear and see the true explanation, know my heart, understand that I love Cori, I care about her a lot. We do have a good relationship. She calls me all the time. It was funny because I had just shared with Chase and Asha the night before a comment that was really harsh and negative. And then we were all in the car together for Ken's birthday going to dinner, and Cori called and asked me a question about something. And when we got off the phone, Asha was like, oh yeah, you're such a terrible future mother-in-law, or however she said it. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Cori just calls me to chit chat, or we text every day, pretty much. You know, she just does that because she has to, not because I'm a nice person or treat her kind or care about her. Like, come on, guys. So, again, I know majority of you probably already know all of this, but maybe it helps explain it even a little bit further. And I just miss talking to you guys. Like, I don't know, holidays are weird. And I know some of you guys are probably struggling too. And if you are, hang in there. I don't know if and when things are ever gonna get better, but just know you're not alone. And I care about you and hope you get through whatever it is you're struggling with. And thanks for listening to me today, guys. Happy holidays, and we'll see you tomorrow with a normal video. Thanks for watching. Bye.